The reason why I've asked Bumpy to come to be on this show is because he talks now and lately for a long time has been advocating a Native Hawaiian bank. And I've always thought that this was an interesting and provocative idea for our people. Part of the reason why I support this idea is not because I just think this would be cool, but I do have a financial background. You know, many people out there don't know that I'm a certified public accountant and I have an accounting degree and a master's in accounting. So I've always thought that if we were to want to run a nation or want to affect change in the community, really, especially in a capitalist society, the strength and the power is with the capital, with the money. So when I first heard about your ideas of banking, I thought that is a very novel idea. When I would be approached by friends saying, what do you think about this banking thing on Bumpy's? I say, you know what, if that could fly, we wouldn't need our sovereignty, we wouldn't need a recognition bill because we would be controlling the major assets in Hawaii that are at play. So what, kind of explain to the audience your ideas on Native Hawaiian banking.
Well, actually, it's become more than an idea. What happened is there were a lot of, back maybe 10 years ago, 10 years plus ago, Hawaii Fair Lending Coalition and the Nation of Hawaii, as well as a Maui organization called Napoi Kokua, we had filed some interventions against the Bank of America, lending practices, discrimination against Native Hawaiians, and also at that time the Filipino community. Well, that eventually led to a commitment from Bank of America for $150 million in loans, in monies that Native Hawaiians could tap into, but Native Hawaiians who were on Hawaiian homestead lands. And Department of Hawaiian Homelands, by the way, was not even aware of this. This took place because of some of the experts that was involved in doing the, the checks, the background checks. And basically what happened was we filed an intervention which led to that $150 million commitment. And the commitment by Bank of America was supposed to be within 4 years. In other words, they were supposed to help the Native Hawaiian community on Hawaiian homelands through this $150 million commitment from 1994 to 1998. And basically they did about $1 million or $2 million within that 4 years. Now what happened, we went back to them and basically held them accountable again for not fulfilling the 1994 to 1998 commitment, which led to them committing another $3.5 million matching funds to start a Native Hawaiian owned and controlled bank. And that was the basic thrust of the Native Hawaiian Bank. It was an idea, of course, in the beginning, but it actually, it had meat, more meat today than most of our people know.
When they were saying that they were going to commit money to people who lived on Hawaiian homes, was that like committing money? Did it have to be mortgages? Did it have to be? Was that to build homes on the land, or was it earmarked specifically for certain types of expenditures, or could they borrow money to send their kid to college or private school or something like that?
Well, actually, it was specifically for loans, home loans, reconstruction loans, and I believe even small business, if I'm not mistaken, for Native Hawaiian, small business companies. But everything pointed, and the recipient actually of this whole commitment was the beneficiaries on Hawaiian homestead lands through the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, Hawaiian Homelands. And we made some headway, a little headway with when Ray Soon was the chairperson. And eventually, when Linda Lingo's administration took over, we had to deal with Micah Kane. And what happened with that situation was, after introducing Micah and his administration to the whole commitment, and with letters of support that we have this all documented. So and I'll get that up on our website as soon as we can. But what that led to was I thought we was going to have a good working relationship with Department of Hawaiian Homelands, because we knew exactly what took place on a commitment, for all these years.
And it should be a win-win situation, right?
Right, yeah.
Right.
It was actually a win-win situation. The only one had anything to lose, and I should say more to fulfill, was Bank of America.
Right.
And basically, Bank of America got together with Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and some backroom things happened, and it basically gave Bank of America a way out of the whole commitment. But just recently, as recently as last month, or the beginning of this month, another intervention was filed so that we could keep the commitment alive.
What is it for the people at home? What is an intervention?
Intervention is when, and in this particular case, is when banks merge. What happens is the public can put in, their mana'o or their, intervention on what's going on. So if they had public concerns and things of that nature, then this is where you would put it in. Like,
Does that go to a court? Is it federally supervised?
right. Actually,
Do you know?
it's under the because they're going back when they merge. They're going back to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, or the FDIC, and they have to go through a public hearing process.
Right.
And so, anytime banks merge, what they're afraid of is to go over a 35% market share. So once you go over 35%, say like if we had 10 banks and we were at 42%,
Right.
that's antitrust violation.
So it's like a monopoly.
Right, it's like a monopoly. So what we would have to do with our 10 banks is divest a few banks to get under the 35%.
I see.
So while the banks are doing that, the public has input. And so when that happened with the first merger was with Liberty Bank, with Bank
Right.
of America, right? And then the
Right.
second one was the Nations Bank. So during those times that they were merging, we had public input put in. And this last one, the intervention, Hawaii Fair Lending Coalition put it in because it was unfulfilled. The commitment is still unfulfilled. They're saying that they have like about $15 million left. Now, remember, this is a Federal Reserve order from 1994 to 1998 that was supposed to be fulfilled. Eventually, it wasn't, and so they committed 3.5. And basically, the $3.5 million that was committed to start a Native Hawaiian Bank, matching funds, was from a what they call a lost opportunity cost. So if, say, we had four years to make this money off $150 million, the lost opportunity cost at that point would have been like $4.5 million. That the mortgage that or the company or whatever that we were working through would have made that much. Yeah.
You've done an excellent thing, which really was interesting on your website. And anybody who's interested in the website, it's bumpykanahele.com. So I encourage you to look at it.